Hello everybody and welcome back. Another day, another loco. I got myself another 2046. I wasn't going to do a video on this one since I just did the 2056 and they should effectively be the same except for magnet traction. But this one's just so dirty I figured why not. It's got a lot of... I've been slowly bending these handrails back into shape because they were slightly misformed. I've been doing that kind of off camera. I just got it this morning. I've been sleeping. You can see how filthy this locomotive is. A couple scratches. Truck's rear drawbar's bent. I believe this is a 1950 variant because that looks like silver rubber stamping to me. So this would be early production. It has been oiled on top of old oil and is quite dirty. I noticed some differences between this one and my other one. I had to have to double check, but if you turn it over, you can just, I don't know if you can see, but that pin there looks like it's like a fire blued, and it's also loose. And these what would you call those, pickup bars, transfer bars, whatever, I don't know what they're called, but they also appear to be blued instead of nickel or chrome plated, so that's neat. Again, really filthy. The both sides, looking it over, the eccentrics are basically stripped, gone. The little where it keys in, so I'll have to get new eccentrics for that. Sorry. Not a big deal. The tender's about the same shape. It's got a big, the bar's bent and both the wires are cracking, crumbling, and have kind of come undone. It's old. It's whatever. Seller claims runs, reverses, lights, and smokes. Now looking this over, I can't really see like the element for the smoke unit in there. So I guess we'll see. Maybe just put that on because it's supposed to smoke. And I would be kind of nervous testing this because of the that looks like it would probably ground out on the third rail. So before we test this, I'm going to probably bend that back real quick. Actually, let's go ahead and remove that now. Then we'll go test it. So like I said, we're just going to do this because it's dirty and I just, out of curiosity. See if there's any other differences between this and the 2056 besides the magnet traction. It's been so long since I had my other 2046 part out. Really remember. All right. So we're going to test it like that. And we will head down to the basement real quick and do that. Update from the last video too. This has got its replacement ball bearings and new brushes. You can see it still runs really well. And to answer that question I had, yes, they are different. This one has the white heat stamped, chromed or nickel plated, whatever, bare metal, whatever they are, draw bars, and that pin is more plain Jane, and also is the washer is trying to liberate himself, so I'll have to fix that. Also, are those at a different angle? Yes, that's neat. So those, the pickups there, those are completely different too. That's neat. So it appeared after 1950 they redesigned the pickups on this thing. Neat to know. It's kind of obvious, but this also has like an MPC era boiler front. So seems kind of reluctant, but I think it's just binding up on the eccentrics. It is running, got a lot of motor hum or E-unit hum. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. The little keys that the eccentric slots into are no longer in existence. That motor definitely needs clean. Has a higher starting voltage than normal, but again, it could just be binding up on the eccentrics. So let's go upstairs and get to work on this thing. So that's really neat. Little mechanical changes like the pickups and stuff I think are really fascinating. Now, from doing the last one, I know I don't need to remove the front truck, but I'm going to remove the front truck anyway in case I need to do some scrubbing underneath there. The more I look at this, the more I'm noticing how much hair is actually gunked up everywhere. And whatever that is. So I know from doing the 2055 recently that I just need to remove 2 screws and this whole assembly should drop out. Unless they change that for some reason on this one. And that top screw appears to be bent. If you can tell on camera, but there. A slight bend in it. It probably happened when that happened. That's probably the reason it has that. I'm surprised the roof isn't bent. So should just have to remove this one. If I can get a bite on it. There. Come on. All right, let's see what we find. Ooh, caught up in the light bulb is what we're finding. What in the... Why is there all this shiny metallic around the smoke gasket? How do you get that? Huh. I mean, it's probably all asbestos anyway, and I'm gonna get lung cancer or something. Is it the gasket itself? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it might actually be gasket material. Interesting. Alright, we'll put, that should probably go in a hazard bag or something. Hazmat suit. And, I mean, that's different from the 2056. It's got a brass bearing instead of just a hole punched through it. So that's another neat difference. And it's definitely been apart. I can see some marring on the screws. How in the world is this supposed to... Isn't this supposed to be like... Yeah. I am right this second going to see if I can remove these while it's attached, so I can get rid of the eccentrics. I don't know, I already know I don't have a small enough socket, and this appears to already be loose, though it is not. Coming undone. Oh yeah, it is, I think. Yeah, it's coming out. Probably stripped. I think it was coming out. Well, maybe I can remove it from here. This is definitely not the right tool for the job. It is turning, but I can't tell if I'm making headway. I don't know. Let's continue with the service, and I will deal with that in a bit. Before I do any greasing and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and polish the wheels. Remember on the 239 video, I actually did this last after I greased it, so a lot of this stuff would have went into the grease. Mucho better. eccentrics. I only have about an hour before I wake up for work, so I need to make sure I keep an eye on that and not rush this. Alright, I'm done with that one. This deal with that later. Alright, where was I? No, that one. Actually, I better use this. I want to ruin that bluing. Prize about as nice as that's going to get. Actually, surprised at just how dirty this thing is. Ah, these ones are held on with clips. Are the other ones held on with clips? I guess I wouldn't know. That's neat. It's also neat that I don't know if the other one has that, but that gear has a brass bushing on it. I didn't realize it because it was so dirty. Sucked up the cotton swab. All right. I don't think, because this has been apart, this is going to be all that bad. But I have been surprised before. At least they did not gorilla these screws down like they did on the 2320 or 2332. I almost got it that time. I messed that up so many times in that last video. Well, the brush was kind of stuck. And they seem to be wore down to some... These are different sizes. No? One's slightly taller. I'm guessing either it's been changed or because that one was sticking, it had more pressure. We may replace those. The motor doesn't look that bad offhand. Still got some gunk up in there though. In the background you can hear my dog trying to get the other dog to play. This one has a big divot in it. How in the world does that happen? Must have been arcing or something at some point. I just spilled IPA all over myself. You know when it's going to be a long day at work when like random little things like that happen. Looks like I made a mess of myself. You know what? I bought a bunch of these pipe cleaners off of Amazon to do just this, and I haven't even opened the bag yet. I keep defaulting to my cotton swabs. These springs seem kind of weak. Another thing I've noticed over the 2056 is they put this coating on both sides. So this is more on the 2056. This was more rough, more like the sides here. Like they put this black finish on one side, not the other. But on this one, you can clearly tell they did it on both sides. I've noticed they put way more care into these earlier locomotives. I'm gonna have a fun day. It's gonna be such a fun fun day. Get these brushes cleaned up. I might, you know, I have gone so long without actually having to physically replace brushes, and all of a sudden I've replaced a couple different sets on, I mean, recent locomotives. I guess I didn't physically have to, but they were making some rackets and stuff. This one's got a chip missing out of it. Yep. So when I bid on this locomotive, it was I bid on it because it was cheap. I already had the 2046 and didn't really need another one right now. It's kind of impractical for me to get try to collect every variant of every locomotive. I don't have the room or the money. But I saw this, and it was the seller had a couple different locomotives. He had this 2046, a 2056, and a 681. And they're all buying it now really cheap. I didn't have the cash to buy it now really cheap. So I threw some bids on them. And then shortly after I threw the bids out, I realized I bid on too many items and was barely going to have enough to cover them. And when talking to my friend, I kind of decided that randomly I wanted to go fishing, and if I want all the items, I wouldn't be able to go fishing because I needed to buy everything, start from scratch. I used to have a whole bunch of fishing supplies, but they were underwater during a flood, and so I just threw them out. And so I need to replace everything. I just have a little dock pole that I bought one year because I could. So I won the locomotive and didn't get to go fishing, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, whatever. There's always next payday, which is just a couple days, and I may have accidentally done the same thing and put too many bids out. You know how it is sometimes. But I made sure that I will most likely have enough to do what I want to do. I definitely feel like I should probably replace these. Oh. Now, am I putting this together correctly this time? Yes. If you watched the one where I did the 2056, I tried to put it on upside down, which is probably why I had to rewire the E unit. I was straining those wires or something. I'm gonna oil this thing last. So I'm done right there for now. And I would like to try to get this plate off if I have a screwdriver that fits it. This is such a much nicer piece than the other one. Brass bearing, alignment, what do you call that, dowels? The other one just sits, I think the other one just sits flat. It's a big chunk of piece of cast and it just sits on there. This is much nicer piece. I mean, I understand why they would have had to cheapen it up a little bit. If you don't need this extra complexity in a toy, then why would you spend the extra money? But I really like this one. That is about as much time as I'm willing to put into that. That lines up so well. All these little differences from the pickups to this plate I find kind of fascinating. What else can I do? Where is my scribe at? This unit looks a bit different too, doesn't it? This tape they put on. Is that plastic? I'm not sure. I'd have to double check the other video. I don't know what that would do, but see if we can get out any gunk out of the wheels. I mean, it's dirty, but doesn't matter, I guess. Well, let's get the carpet fibers off the pickups anyway. Ooh, look at that chunk. That actually came from here, which initially I thought might be the magnet, but I guess not. Well, I guess that would be the magnet, wouldn't it? Yeah. I wonder how long that's been up in there. So there's the magnet. And more goopity gops. Neato. All right, so oil, grease. Don't have an immediate reason to take the smoke unit or seam chest off. Unless I would like to try to get these eccentrics out of the darn way. Actually, yes, let's go ahead and try to make that happen. I should probably also recap the IPA before I make a bigger mess. If I bend and remove this pin, how would one go about doing that? I might need to go get some smaller pliers. Nope, brute force and ignorance. So, one eccentric, ha ha ha. And valve gear. Two eccentrics, ha ha ha. So it's gonna live like that until I decide to purchase a new. No smoking for you, I'm afraid. I don't know why I greased that. It's not going to do anything without the valve gear pushing against it. No. No. It would, wouldn't it? All right. It's got the push rod. Yeah, where did I put the thing that's right in front of me? Now, after seeing how dirty, and with full knowledge I probably should have cleaned it, go ahead and clean these guides because they're absolutely atrociously dirty. That one's got some texture to it. Yeah. I'll clean that better when I get the eccentrics. Actually, I would be without the screws and eccentrics actually holding that down. That'd be kind of pointless, wouldn't it? Speaking of which, that one is broke. Are they broke, or is that? These are different than what I'm used to. Where's my... Maybe they're not. Where's my tool? I must see what I'm getting myself into. Oh, that is different, isn't it? Unless it's just machined itself over time. No, it has to be. Maybe these things aren't ruined. They were just poorly designed. So all the ones I've seen so far, my 2036, my 675, yeah. Why would they do that? So it looks like what they did is they, instead of keying it, they did like a half moon. So instead of instead of keying in with a slot in the middle, you have a 3/4 circle with a flat edge that's supposed to lock it in. Okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought. Another weird decision. Never mind, we are going to go all the way with this thing. I have 45 minutes before I get up. Alright, cool. So, dirty side rod. Oh, that means I gotta put the darn eccentrics back on, doesn't it? Alright. That's why that wasn't unscrewing. It's probably ruining it. Alright. Well, let's actually make sure that with some proper pressure, this actually locks in. Doesn't. Might be a little too rounded off. We'll go ahead and put it back together the way it was. And we'll just work it down. Won't give it the reason to move around. Mistakes were made. Go in. Well, they say assumption is the mother of all F-ups. So I clearly assumed wrong and potentially F'd it up. Go in the hole, please. Alright, kind of want to bend that the same way. Alright, not that big of a deal. My poor desk. Do. Yeah, that should stay. Sweet. So I kind of just wasted my time taking that out. Or taking those out. Good to know. Even my Berkshire from around the same time is keyed. I've never seen this, probably obviously, but I haven't seen this half moon design before. But if they're even a little loose, they're gonna cause problems. That said, all the other ones, the keyed ones, we're trying to strip out from where they've kind of been riding. These would just kind of ride up. I mean, if these ever come loose, these are kind of actually maybe a little superior in that matter. All right, oil time. Still don't like them though. Oh, I found my lid. Yeah, it come loose and worked itself up next to my camera mount. Neato. I will rewire the tender tomorrow, but it's not mission critical right now. However, there is a fly in here I would really like to leave me alone. The E unit actually looks relatively clean, so we'll leave that alone. So we got the loose pin that needs dealt with, the bent drawbar, the very bent drawbar. I didn't realize I had that whoop-de-doo in it. How is that going to sit? Maybe I didn't want to remove this yet, or tighten that up yet. Wait, I can just do this, can't I? I'm overcomplicating the situation. I think these will pry themselves apart after you... Yeah. Overcomplicating the situation. It's amazing what that little bit of a bend will do. More slaw. All right, I like it, I think. "25 minutes to the bad place." Let's go ahead and put my asbestos gasket back on. I can feel the what's the thing you get from asbestos? I know it's I should really take this outside and clean it. Or just throw that gasket away. You know what? Let's just do that. I don't know if that was actually asbestos, but considering the time frame, it'd be a good bet. I also brushed out the inside. Whoopsie. Oh, the smoke unit popped out, or the you know, why am I making this harder on myself? That's why spend my last few minutes of freedom fighting with that. I can just wow, my goodness. Just can't hold on to nothing. What are these little indentations from, you think? Or for? I wonder if my other ones have those. Manufacturing defect, perhaps? The thing of this is, even if I get done with everything, I leave for working. Well, I'll start getting ready for work here in 20 minutes. So I don't even have time to upload this. Get on there. Good. There it goes. Bet you thought I forgot. Joke's on you. I did. Alright. So there's one 1950 variant. Completely serviced. Except for I need to replace that gasket at the boiler front. I need to grab my paintbrush. Give this thing a quick once over. I will give it a better cleaning later. I don't want to waste my last few minutes doing this. And also get rid of whatever the world this is. Wood of some kind. Alright, let's go see how this thing runs. Alrighty dighty, let's give this thing some juice. Well, that runs a lot better. I don't know if that's due to the actual service or the eccentrics being no longer messed up or loose. Go ahead and hook it up to a load. These Williams passenger cars I got off of the bay for a pretty good deal. They look really good next to this thing. Uh-oh. Slow down there. I'll probably have to bend that rod back down a little bit. But Overall, I'd say it does pretty good. I'll deal with that tomorrow after work. Still just sits a little high. My little layout dips down a little bit right here. That's not the first time that's happening. It was kind of expected. Alright, that's it for today, right now, I guess. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. For now, I think I need to get ready to go to work.